Hi everybody, my name is Victoria. Welcome to my November reading vlog. It's November 15th, so we are right in the middle of November, and hopefully I can reach some of my reading goals. So let's talk about some of the things that I hope to finish in the next 2 weeks. This is probably way too ambitious, but we'll try. First of all, I'm definitely going to finish Oathbringer. I am on page 997. So I have maybe, 300 more pages left of this. Okay, like 230 pages. So very, very close to the end of this. I am liking this a lot more. I had a bit of a slumpy time in the middle part of this book, but it's been getting a lot more interesting. I'm very invested in what's happening now. And we're just spending a lot more time with parts of the story that I personally find really intriguing. So happy about that. We're going to finish this really soon. I'm hoping to get a big chunk out of it today. This is definitely my focus today. I have also already started the Sword of Kaigen. I'm not very far in. I am about on page 67. And I'm really liking this so far. This is the Shelf Space Buddy Read and also Michael Nip's channel, his Patreon Buddy Read. So I'm definitely going to be finishing this in November. It's really fascinating. It's a Japanese military fantasy, and surprisingly, for some reason, I was thinking this was more like set in a more historical time. But actually what I'm finding is it's actually set in like modern times, and they have things like technology. And in the first chapter they mention, one of the characters mentions playing video games. So that was a big surprise. I'm very interested in this world. It's already really gripping. It balances action versus character development really well. I can tell that I'm going to really care about these characters already, even in the first 70 pages of the book. So excited to continue with this, but I think I'm going to put it on the back burner until I finish Oathbringer. Once I get Oathbringer down, I will feel more free to go on to other things. On audio, this morning I started The Case for Faith by Lee Strobel. It is nonfiction November. I will at least have read one nonfiction book. I have another one that I'm hoping to get to, but this is already really interesting too. I love the way that Lee Strobel tells stories of the people that he's encountered, and he's really good at putting those together to make a cohesive book, a cohesive argument. And so I'm only like 30 minutes into this right now, but already really liking this too. So going to be continuing this on audiobook. It's pretty short. It's only a 10-hour audiobook, so I can probably knock that out fairly quickly. Now, if I have more time left in the month, I will definitely be trying to squeeze in Caste by Isabel Wilkerson. This is a book that I've just been really interested to read ever since I saw it. It's one of my Book of the Month picks, and I have been getting really behind on my Book of the Month reads. I do want to keep up with them as much as I can. I'm going to try to like double up on Book of the Month reads in the coming months because I just don't want to have those pile up. But perfect for nonfiction November. Today is a beautiful Sunday in November. We are having the nicest weather here in Southern California. We are so spoiled for being in the fall and nearing winter, and it's just gorgeous. It's like 75, 70 outside. The sun is shining. Julio recently got a motorcycle. He's been a motorcycle rider for a really long time, but we sold his motorcycle to help pay for him going back to school. So now that he has his job and we're both working full-time, we're both doing fairly well financially, he was like, okay, I really want a motorcycle again, and he has just been so excited to take me out on it. I haven't been on it yet, so today we are going to take a motorcycle excursion. We're gonna go up the mountain a bit. We live pretty close to this nice mountainous area, and at this time of year it's apple season and they grow a lot of apples. There's a bunch of orchards of all kinds of fruit. Unfortunately, there was a fire there recently, so a lot of the countryside there is burned, and the hillsides and the mountainsides are just charred, so it's really sad. But luckily enough of the area survived, and so we're gonna go up there, walk around one of the spots there, and we're just gonna enjoy a nice day outside for a little bit. But until then, I'm gonna get some reading done this morning. I'm gonna try and make some progress in Oathbringer. How do you like your new bike?
It's awesome. It's practically brand new.
We had a beautiful ride up the mountain. We're gonna get some lunch. Hey guys, so it's been a few days since I updated you. It's Thursday, November 19th, and I just finished Oathbringer. I really thought I was gonna finish this on like Tuesday night, and then I just over anticipated how much time these pages take me to get through, because they're big pages and the font is small and there's just a lot. There's just a lot. I even ran out of tabs. I had to change to blue tabs at the end. So my tabs don't match at all, basically. But I figured I would give you some fresh Oathbringer thoughts now that I have just finally finished this book. Surprisingly, this book, for most of it, I really thought it was going to be my least favorite one, and I was anticipating that until the end. And I think some of the things that happened in the end really have made it one of my favorite entries in the series so far. And I didn't expect that. I didn't expect it to quite be as epic. And I don't know why, because I'd heard it was really epic from other people. But it's definitely my favorite ending out of the 3 books. That being said, it wasn't like a great experience all the way through, but the ending still makes it so good, and so I feel very conflicted about it. But yes, some of the best character moments. We also finally get so many answers that we've been wondering about for a long time. We just get more of the puzzle pieces put together, and for that it makes Oathbringer one of my favorites, because it really delivers. It has felt worth it at the end. I feel like all this struggle in the first half of the book really pays off, and I think it's just that satisfaction level that really makes me count this as one of my favorites in the series. I think Words of Radiance was enjoyable all the way through, and so I think from probably like a construction perspective, from a writing perspective, not that I'm a writer, but it just seemed like Words of Radiance was really well paced throughout, and Oathbringer, the pacing is definitely difficult at times, and for a while there's just a lot of building up of things, but man, is the payoff worth it. So this is still a 5-star book. Even though I didn't totally enjoy the entire experience all the way through, it's still excellent and amazing, and this series is just so good. And I highly encourage you, if you haven't started the series yet, it's worth it. It really is. It has some of the best payoffs of any series that I've read so far. And I haven't read as much as some other people have read in fantasy, but I do think this series has just been one of the most fun to read. Even though it's very wordy, there's a lot of words, it's very lengthy, I think the payoff is so great. So those are my thoughts on Oathbringer. Really glad that I can now move on. It does feel kind of like I just ran a marathon by reading this book. So I'm trying to decide what to do next. I probably will finish Sword of Kaigen first. I feel like I need a little bit of a Stormlight brain break, and I want to be in another world for a while. So I do want to finish Sword of Kaigen. I think I'm about like 80 or 90 pages into Sword of Kaigen, so not very far, but that will definitely get finished in the next week. I've also already started my Case for Faith audiobook, so that's going really well. It's been great to listen to on my morning walks slash jogs. I usually go for like a morning walk and jog just to start the day, and I usually have had my audiobook going. So I'm like a couple hours into that one right now and really enjoying it too. It's just got some really interesting like interviews and conversations about faith and philosophy, which philosophy is something that really interests me a lot. So I've been enjoying that aspect of this book. So that's the plan right now. Physically read Sword of Kaigen and then listen to Case for Faith. And then maybe next week I have the week off. I still want to squeeze in Caste and maybe Dawnshard. This is probably pushing it too much, but I did really want to read Caste this month for a nonfiction November. So maybe that will be next, and then I'll do Dawnshard and then Rhythm of War. I feel like that would be a good way to kind of end the year and my reading year. I do have some other plans for December. I want to read some like holiday romancy stuff. Really, after all this fantasy, I really want something that's like lighthearted and fun and romancy. I've been craving that, especially as we get closer to the holidays. So I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I'm reading for December. But it is the 19th of November right now. It's not that there's no time to read these books. There is, and then having work off next week will really help that if I use some of my time off to do some extra reading. But I also don't want to pressure myself to read when sometimes I want to do other things too. So it's always a hard thing. Whenever I have time off, I don't want to just read. I want to do other things too. But then at the same time, I'm like, oh, I could use all this time for reading. So I don't want to just sit inside and read the whole week that I have off for Thanksgiving, and I won't be able to because I'll have some family stuff for Thanksgiving obligations. But California is still climbing as far as COVID-19 numbers, so we're not planning on going out a whole lot. We're still gonna try and quarantine a lot. So because of COVID and the whole quarantine stuff, we will still be at home for probably most of the week. And I think Julio works a couple of days next week that I have off. And so I think I'm going to have a couple of days where we're both just at home because he's working and I'm not. So maybe I can use that time to really get a dent in my TBR. I think it's going to be nice. As much as I've enjoyed Stormlight, it's going to be nice to have a little bit of a brain break and visit some other stories. So I'm looking forward to that. But then after that, after those 3 reads, I'm definitely going to jump right into Dawnshard and Rhythm of War, and I definitely want to finish those before we get to 2021. I'll probably take most of December, honestly, to finish Rhythm of War, just because I'm not a very fast reader, and I've learned that with Oathbringer. I always thought I could read it faster than I did, and it took me like 2 extra days to finish the amount of pages that I thought I was going to be able to finish. So that's what I'm learning about myself. I always tend to overestimate how much I can read, and I think I just need to plan for being slower because that's okay. Everybody's at a different pace, but I think I like to take my time with words and sentences, and I frequently read things over and over, which I know some people just kind of like have a really good ability to just like skim over sentences and words and process it. I don't so much. I'm a little bit slower. I think my brain just processes much slower, so that's okay. So I probably won't get a lot more reading done today. I'm gonna be teaching from about noon to like 5 p.m. today, and then I need to make dinner and then film a video because I'm trying to post Tuesdays and Fridays, which 2 videos for me has really felt like my max, and even that feels like a stretch sometimes, but I'm trying to stick to it. So far it's been going okay. So tonight I'll film a video and have it up on Friday, and that'll probably be most of my day. Maybe I'll get a little bit more reading of Sword of Kaigen done. Hey there, it is Friday afternoon. I have finished my work week, which is a great feeling. Even more of a great feeling is that I have next week off of work because it's Thanksgiving break, and we get the whole week off in my district. Julio doesn't, sadly. We're both teachers, but we don't work in the same district, so apparently I get the week off and he doesn't, so that's kind of sad. But I'm excited. I'm excited to have some extra reading days, but it is dinner time here for the pets. As you can see, once they are all done eating dinner, I'm going to sit down, do my nails. I have been getting into Color Street nails, which I'm low-key, actually no, not low-key at all, high-key obsessed with. And so I'm gonna do these nails today. They're kind of like a goldish, sparkly nail, and I thought they were good for Thanksgiving. Sorry, you just got really close to my face, so sorry about that. So I'm gonna sit down, do the nails, and Julio is off to a rehearsal right now, but it's a short one, and so he'll be back in a moment. And so by the time I get done with my nails, I will probably be ready to eat some dinner. We might go out to get some takeout. You can't really go out. When I say go out, I mean get takeout, get carry out. So we are just going to enjoy the beginning of our weekend and hoping to get a good chunk of reading in. I've been reading Case for Faith on audiobook, so I've been listening to it, and it's really interesting so far. It's very heavy on the philosophy. This one definitely has a philosophy focus, which I personally am really enjoying quite a bit. Sometimes I think the audiobook narrator is a little bit over the top, and he makes different things come out of the interviews when he's pretending to be the different people, and sometimes it makes everything just a little bit cheesy, so I don't love that aspect of it. Audiobooks are usually a miss for me. I'm very particular with audio sounds, and especially if somebody's going to be talking to me for a long period of time, I get really picky about their voice and like how they're delivering things. So I know some people don't focus on that as much, but as an audiophile kind of person, every little thing bugs me. But audiobook narrator aside, it is really an interesting book. Lots of philosophical conversations about faith and different arguments. Let's take the dogs outside and then we will sit down, do our nails, and start the weekend. Can you go outside? Let's go! Bark, bark, bark. Go get him. Go, go. Yeah, you bark at him. Where are you barking at? You're so tough. You're so ferocious. Yeah, you're really scary. Hey everybody, reading update for you. It is Saturday afternoon now, which is kind of shocking because I've just been doing nothing today mostly. I've cleaned a little bit, so I've done something, but I didn't even get in the shower till like noon. Who am I? I rarely do that, but today I'm living my best Saturday life. To be honest, I felt a little bit blue today, just a little bit, I don't know, maybe just cooped up, maybe a little bit sad that there's still a pandemic. So just been a little bit on the slow side, but it's okay. There is a season for everything, and I will get through it. Dusty, you will get through it too. I'm about halfway through The Case for Faith by Lee Strobel, and I'm just being reminded by how much I like these books. They're so good. So I know I haven't talked a whole lot about it, but Lee Strobel basically interviews different people who have like dedicated their lives to studying different things, different issues. He interviews like professors, scientists, you name it, and goes through different like objections to faith and to the Bible. And just to give you an example, I can speak English. The first chapter tackles suffering, and does suffering in the world disprove that there's a God? Second chapter is miracles. Do miracles contradict science? Chapter number 3 is talking about evolution. Does evolution explain away the need or presence of a god. And then the fourth chapter, which I just finished reading, is God and innocent people dying and killing of the innocent. Like, what do we make of Old Testament God? All controversial topics, to say the least, and there's just a lot of really interesting discourse about these topics in here. And not to say that this book necessarily even has all the answers, but the people that he talks to and the interviews he does are just really interesting, and they're definitely food for thought, depending on where you're coming from and your own personal beliefs and your own background. I do think these are just really interesting to chew on. I haven't made any progress in the Sword of Kaigen today. I'm about to read chapter 8 in this book, and I'm definitely feeling more invested in the characters. I would say the beginning of this book has been just a lot of orienting myself in the world, a lot of world building. There's also been a lot of fighting, a lot of action scenes. So much of the way that we are fighting and dealing with elements and magic is so reminding me of Avatar. If you're an Avatar fan, there's definitely some similarities here. There's like water bending, there's even some blood bending, there's fire bending. So basically Avatar things, which definitely makes me wonder if the author was a fan of Avatar, because it kind of seems like it. I feel very emotionally connected to the mother character, Misaki, and I just want her life to be okay. We learn just some hard things about her and what she's gone through. And then you're also following her son, who is learning some things about the history of his people, the history of his land, and he's starting to come to some conclusions that maybe people have been lying to him about, like, the honor of the people, different wars that they've participated in, how different wars went down. Are his people honorable? Are they the good guys? You know, those kinds of things. As he learns some things about history through other people's eyes, and maybe is concluding that perhaps his people have been teaching him lies, possibly. So definitely lots of intrigue in here, lots of history that we're learning about the world, and just getting to know the different people groups. And I know that this is a standalone, however, there is, I think, another series that kind of goes in the same world. But it definitely has me interested to pick up the series someday to continue, because this is a really interesting universe and I'm digging it. Julio is out at a rehearsal right now, as he usually is, and I'm at home like I usually am. And I'm getting really hungry, so I don't know exactly how long he's gonna be at rehearsal, but I'm feeling very ravenous at the moment. I'm kind of wanting sushi today. Julio never feels like sushi, and I always feel like eating sushi, so it's not that Julio doesn't like sushi, but I definitely like it more, and I could eat it like every week and probably get mercury poisoning. I actually think I'm going to practice for a little bit. I haven't picked up my flute in a little while, probably since I did the Dalinar Stormfather video. I haven't played flute, actually. And I'm supposed to perform online tomorrow, like for a group of people on the internet. I'm supposed to perform for this like flute group that I'm in. So I have to figure out what I'm gonna play. I actually have no idea what I'm gonna perform for them, so we're gonna wing it a little bit, but I'm gonna go do that. Maybe I will put in a clip here of whatever piece that I decide that I'm gonna perform tomorrow. So yeah, let's go do those things. Oh, and I'm doing laundry, just various like Saturday house activities. So gonna be puttering around today, and maybe I'll take you along for a little bit of it. I appealed to the husband and we got sushi. He agreed. We're pretty excited. Look at how beautiful it is. Also, good to note, he risked his life for the sushi. He got a flat tire when he was getting it, and he had to change the tire on like a super busy road, and it was scary.
There was no shoulder.
There's no shoulder.
I just had to hope that cars would see my lights flashing.
And you survived. We thank you for your sushi sacrifice. It is Sunday morning. We are going on a hike. Julio's got this fancy water pack for a hike. And then you just like walk around with your water pack and then you sip out of this thing. So we've never used it. He's had it for a long time and we've never ever used it. So he's excited to try it. We're going to a hiking spot we've never gone before either. And it's really local. So we're excited. Hey guys, I've been kind of terrible at vlogging lately, but look at how cute my dogs are being. They're so cuddly and cozy with each other. They just kill me. Are you guys being good friends? Huddled together for warmth. It's important to stay warm, especially in November when it's 70 degrees outside. They're hilarious. Also, in a complete moment of weakness, yesterday I went to Target and I got some Christmas decorations for our mantle here. It's a bit cluttered at the moment because we've got a lot of random stuff there. But on this side, I've got a little Christmas action going on here. And I can't wait to try these candles. I've got spiced gingerbread cookie and cashmere cinnamon. You can tell what kind of smells I like. I really like cinnamony kind of smells. So super excited for those. And I just feel like I need to decorate this year to spread some cheer. We actually don't have a lot of Christmas decorations in general. So I did this, and then also we decorated the door with some Christmas decorations as well. I'll show you that in a second. So that's my door right now. We've got 2 wreaths because you can't have just one. So I've got this cute one here and this more like fancy one. This one actually lights up at night, has twinkle lights around it. So we are ready for Christmas, folks. All we need to get is our Christmas tree up. We don't have our Christmas tree up yet. I have to bug Julio about getting it out of the garage. Hello, lovely people. It is the day after Thanksgiving. So it's Black Friday, if you will. I am just sitting down to enjoy some tea in my new Christmas mug that I'm very excited about. As you can see, it has my favorite animal on it, a sloth, and on the other side it says, "Wake me when it's Christmas." So I'm just being cozy this morning. Today I think is going to be a little bit of an errand day, and then hopefully I can listen to an audiobook, which will be finishing Caste for Faith. I would really like to wrap that up soon, maybe today. I'm going to be cleaning around the house and stuff, so I'm just going to have that audiobook going. And then Julio is out right now getting our tires changed because on one of our cars, our tires were basically falling apart, and Julio actually got a flat tire in like a really dangerous road, and it was a little scary. So we're like, oh, maybe we should take care of that. Yesterday we were out all day for Thanksgiving with some local family, so no reading was done really. I read a few more pages of Sword of Kaigen. I'm super close to the end. This is a book that, like, if I just had maybe like nothing to do today and I just read it, I could probably finish it today too. But I do have a bunch of things I want to accomplish. What I will say about Sword of Kaigen is it has just surprised me at every turn. I can't remember the last time when I read a book that I honestly just had no idea what was coming next and just cannot predict the outcome. There's just some like amazing plot decisions. I really want to follow this author because, wow, such a compelling story. So tragic and sad. It's definitely not a happy book. But I'm guessing from where we are right now in the story, I'm kind of predicting a little bit more of a triumphant ending. At least I hope so, because I feel like these characters have just been through so much, and she just really puts her characters through the ringer. So I'm hoping for a little bit of a happy ending, at least for Misaki, who is basically my favorite main character of a book ever. So really enjoying Sword of Kaigen. Maybe can finish it soon, or at least in the next couple days. I think at least by the end of the weekend I will definitely have it finished. But yeah, that's the plan, and then hopefully we'll finish Case for Faith, and then I don't feel like I'm gonna get to Caste in time because my December reading plans, I didn't put Caste in my December reading plans, and I think if I read Caste it will have to carry over into December. So I might just put that one on the back burner, even though it's one I really wanted to read, but it just didn't happen. So December though, I plan on like really going hardcore at the reading because I'm doing a bunch of readathons and like competitive readathons, and so that will be really fun. But I'm very dedicated to the cause and I want to get points for my team. I'm doing the Reindeer Read-A-Thon and also the Reindeer Games Read-A-Thon. They are actually two different readathons, but they both have reindeers in them. It just worked out that way that I really wanted to do both of them, and they both had reindeer in the title, which is kind of funny. But I do want to read as much as possible in December, so I might just take it easy on the reading these last few days of November and not push myself too hard, because I do want to maybe have a little bit of a break before I really dive into my very large December TBR. So yeah, those are the plans. Hey guys, so today is Saturday, the very last day of November, and I actually just finished a live stream with Christy Lewis from Dostoevsky in Space, and also with Casey from Lost in a Bookcase, and we just had a reading sprint and productivity sprint on Christy's channel, and it was super fun to talk to them. And during that sprint I finished Sword of Kaigen. So final wrap-up-y thoughts about this book, just off the top of my head. This book had a few loose ends that I was hoping to get answered, and I'm actually not sure if the series set in this universe is supposed to take place before or after this book, but this is like a standalone in that universe, and so I have to see where the continuation takes place, if it's like a prequel or if it's after the events of this book. I'm not sure. But this was so much more about the characters, and specifically Misaki's development, and I just really enjoyed what this author decided to do with her main characters. It was beautiful and redemptive, and while most of this book was sad, we do get a nice wrap up at the end. And I was a little bit afraid it was just going to continue to be devastating, and maybe devastating at the end too. But actually there is quite a bit of like hope and redemption and happiness at the end, and that is just exactly what our main characters deserved. And I just really liked this book. This might be 5 stars. There were maybe some things that, not that I didn't like them, I just didn't expect them, and that almost made the book more interesting to read. Just not being able to predict things, not being able to tell where things were going. I liked the style of this book. I liked the style and the atmosphere and the character work and the world and the magic. I would say, of anything, the magic is still kind of confusing to me, and I want to know more. Definitely want to continue to read more by M.L. Wang, and I will definitely continue. I just have to figure out when I will continue. But this was fantastic. I'm thinking a 5-star read. Yeah, it was really, really good. I think it's a book that will stick with you, which is honestly like all you can ask for when you're reading. It's a book that like has a piece of your heart. And I think this book really will have that for me, especially as more time goes by. So very much want more in this universe. Will continue with that author's works. I also started Dawnshard by Brandon Sanderson, and already the setup is very intriguing. We're following Risen, and then they just introduced Lopin, so I just got to a chapter with Lopin, which is already hilarious, and I can't wait to have this little side adventure with Lopin. It's everything that I could want from a novella, so excited about that. I'm about like 16% into Dawnshard, so I will probably make this my last November read. I thought about starting Caste, but I think I just don't have enough time to finish this book. Knowing my slow pace of reading, I probably won't finish this in November. I was originally intending on saving Dawnshard for December as part of the readathons, but I think I'm just going to replace the prompts that I was going to use for Dawnshard. I'm just going to find another book to replace them. I'm thinking maybe the Russian Christmas stories, if I can find like a Russian Christmas collection. Because Christy and the Codex Cantina are doing a Russian Christmas short story read-along, and I think I want to pick some of those up and participate. Those sound really, really good. And I just want all the Christmas things. Even though Russian Christmas, I don't know how festive those will be. I think they might be more like sad and in the dead of winter. But that's the plan. So Dawnshard will probably be the last book that I finish in November. We have a surprise friend coming over. We didn't know she was in town until last night, and so she's gonna come over and say hi in a couple hours, and then we have another couple friends coming to get some stuff that we were holding for them out of our garage. So they're gonna come by. We basically have like people coming in and out that we haven't seen in a while, so that'll be nice. Definitely gonna do the social distance thing and be really careful, but I'm excited to see some friends that I haven't seen in a long time. And then yeah, I'm hoping that Julio will also help me get the Christmas tree out of the garage, because I think tonight would be a really fun night to put the Christmas tree up and decorate it, put all the ornaments. I think that would be a perfect Saturday night. So we'll see if that gets done. I will show you the Christmas tree later, or if it gets done tomorrow, maybe either tomorrow or today. But I definitely want to get the Christmas tree up. I want to be done with all the Christmas decorating and then just enjoy it for the rest of December. So I'm sitting down to eat some lunch, and something you may not know about Dusty is that he's a terrible beggar. Whenever I have food, he acts like a maniac. You want turkey so bad? Yes, I do. Well, maybe I'll give you some, because you're so cute. Hello, it is Sunday, November, whatever date it is, 29th maybe, and I thought I would update you on the Christmas corner. Have done no reading, but have made some Christmas decorations happen. We got our tree out. My tree is not aesthetically pleasing. It looks like Christmas just barfed all over it, and you know what? That's just my vibe. So all the ornaments are really random, mostly things collected over the years. My cat is trying to figure out what is going on and what this tree is doing, and if she can chew on it. No, don't chew on it. I also updated my Christmas corner over here. I have these little village things that my mom gave me. They light up inside, but I don't have them on right now. So here's the village. I'm super excited to have a whole village here. And now we're ready for Christmas. Hey guys, it is Monday, November 30th. I'm getting ready to start teaching for the day. I have only made a little bit of progress into Dawnshard. I am 40% of the way through, and I'm liking it so far. It hasn't totally grabbed me. It's just been kind of building up, I think, the action. We're just world building. We're spending a lot of time on a ship, and so we're seeing more of the oceanic world so far. There's definitely some intriguing new like magic and characters, so we'll see where that goes. I'm not sure if I can finish Dawnshard today. I'm gonna try to. It says on my Kindle app that I have like 2.5 hours more of reading to finish Dawnshard, which I feel like I could do today, or tonight. I'll have to wait till tonight because I will be teaching for most of the day. But we'll see if I can do it. I would kind of like to do it before December 1st starts so that I can have Dawnshard wrapped up in my November wrap-up. I'm also pretty sure that I finished The Case for Faith and never talked to you about it. I don't remember if I talked about that in this vlog, but I finished The Case for Faith by Lee Strobel, and it was okay. I think I'm landing on like a 3-star for it. It wasn't anything that like I didn't already know, which was probably what makes it 3 stars for me. It just wasn't giving me a lot of information that I maybe didn't already have. There were definitely some interesting interviews. I think just the format of how the book is structured got to me after a while. It's very formulaic, and sometimes, like I've mentioned this before about that book, but it just feels like the interviews are a little bit stilted, and the dialogue feels over-edited, and it just doesn't feel like supernatural in the way that the conversations are laid out in the book. So it wasn't a bad book. It was just like I didn't learn a lot of new things from it. So I think I'm gonna give it 3 stars. So thank you for joining me on this November journey. I'm thinking in the future I'm gonna do 2 vlogs a month and do like the first half of December in a vlog and then the second half of December in a vlog. It's probably a little bit easier to edit rather than having the whole month of November to edit, because I know I'm going to have a lot of footage that I have to go through tonight, and we'll see how long it takes me to get through everything and to edit and to post. But yeah, let me know if you would like to see that, if you'd rather have 2 vlogs a month, or if you like just a monthly vlog. Still trying to figure out a vlog rhythm. I hope you all have had a wonderful November and a wonderful reading month, and I'm so looking forward to December. I have lots of fun reading plans for December, lots of read-a-thons, and just ready to wrap up the year of 2020 in the best way possible as far as reading goes, and to hit my end of the year goals. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye-bye.